Nobody's going to see that immediately, but that's how I should be starting all streams, and I don't. I have an intro that I should be using, but I don't. Woohoo. I wonder if I can look up who owns a patent. Let's look that up real quick. Google, tell me. $10,226,871. Wonder who that is. Frank Huang. Pretty cool. So he's the inventor of the field strip 2, which is really interesting. So I'm not going to take this thing completely apart on stream because there is a tiny spring in here. And if you take that spring out, it might go flying. It is tiny, tiny. But there's a bar in here, a piece of linkage that goes all the way across the whole thing. And when you pull this back, there's little clips that you can see that clip in right there. When you push it up out of the way, they move out of the way. Anyway, they grab onto this little rim spot right here on both sides when you put it together. If it's put together properly anyway. It would help if I had it open like I'm supposed to when I'm... And then you push down all the way and it clicks itself into place, and there you go. That's with no blade. With the blade, you have to, of course, put the blade in, line things up again, and then press together while you push back and over to the side. Fully back together. Right now these things are $50 on the CRKT website. Normally they're a lot more expensive than that, and some other places sell them for even more. Anyway, that was all for this one. Next we'll be taking apart a Civivi Praxis, full-size Praxis. Why? Because I'm bored and have nothing else to do. T6, T8, bit driver, we'll start with, actually I don't think I need a T6. The beautiful people at Civivi have decided to put their knives together with almost only T8s. And I have decided to do that with all of my designs as well. And come on, let go. Fine. We'll take the pocket clip off as well. Back over to the T8. Bam. Fully disassembled. I don't think anything needs cleaning. They weren't great. I think we got 1,000. Not the best I've ever done. Yeah, the views started really dipping after the first 10 minutes or so. But I also have an understanding that it is not my usual day of streaming. It is midday on a Wednesday, I believe, and you're just not going to get the same amount of people as you will near midnight on a Friday. You just won't. How are you doing today? Himalayan, I think. I'm doing all right. We just finished a Tandem live stream, first one I've ever done. It was definitely interesting, but as soon as he left, the stream looked weird, so I closed it and started a new one. I would have kept it going, but there just wasn't really a point. Especially when I could do my own and then hopefully continue getting more views. I was sitting there at the very end with like 2 people in there, and yeah, it was a lot nicer to have somebody to talk to instead of only talking to chat. It's hard to keep a conversation going with when like 2 people respond and they take like 10 seconds to respond. Definitely more entertaining on my end. I'm hoping it was more entertaining on your guys' end too. But, you know, most people didn't stick around all that long, I don't think. It is a craft mat. You can buy this specific one at the dollar store in the US. Fun fact, the dollar store in England is called Pound Town. I'm pretty sure it is, yeah. That's a great name, by the way. So this knife will be going up for sale on my Blade Binge account later today, along with a few other newer ones. Yep, funny stuff. It's great when the British have a sense of humor. Is there anything else? Oh, feels good. Beautiful. I have a lot of useless facts roaming around in my head, so actually, before we put stuff away, we can continue taking other stuff apart for about another half hour or another 15 minutes or so before I end the stream and go about my day. What else? The only reason that great white sharks have one child at a time is because every other one in the womb eat each other, and the last one left alive is the one that lives. Flimsy knife, it is not a flimsy knife. Trust me. That thing, these are wild. Insanely tough for how thin they are. This one's fun though. It was nice hearing an enthusiastic me. Yes, I'm sure it was. Well, the fun fact of the day was that the British version of the dollar store is called Pound Town. The unfun fact of the day was the great white shark thing. Great white shark. Yes, that is exactly what I meant to say. I swear, Illuminati is here to fact check everything that I say and say that I'm wrong. No, omnivores eat both plants and animals. Oh, that's a weird name. I read that wrong. I definitely read that wrong. All I know is that I'm not wrong about that. Another fun fact of the day: the steel that this knife is made out of was invented in World War II. We'll put the tiny hammer away. I don't think we'll need it for the rest of the stream. I'm going to talk to somebody about maybe reblading this. I want a different blade on it. I remember people saying, the Megalodon is still alive. And I'm like, okay. Dude, when did we get to that subject? And I hope you misspelled that with an O. Folding kitchen knife. I'm going to put you in timeout now. We'll see you later. Is there anything else that I can sharpen here today? Just about everything's already sharp. Is this sharp? It hasn't been sharpened. Oh, but that's my, indeed, we do a bit of trolling here. That's my early Gordon knife. I don't want to hurt that one. So Aiden, this is the CRKT I was telling you about with 12C27. This thing is freaking hard. I spent hours trying to sharpen this thing on that, and it just wasn't happening. Maybe after I get some stropping compound, I can actually do that. I can barely get things shaving sharp. Actually, Where does what's his name get his hair? I guess we'll go through all my knives and see if I can actually whittle hair with any of them. Not a whole lot. How about yourself? Do I have any... I don't have a magnifying glass down here anymore. The edge looks great. So why won't it whittle hair? How you doing, Cool Clips? There's a micro burr on one edge. I wonder if that does anything. If I grab my other phone, I open my stream, and then I start spamming emojis. In the stream chat thing off to the side. If oh, my other phone can't do that. Dang, that sucks. Too old of a phone. But I swear, like right over here, there's an option where you can press on a button, and oh boy, we're getting. Yeah, I have very, very sensitive fingertips, so it definitely helps out with this. I was cutting some cardboard with this the other day, so it's not as sharp as it could be. It's not that final finished edge that I'm oh so good at. I think I've come to terms with the fact that I'm not as good at sharpening as he is. So maybe it just isn't going to happen. Nope. Nope. Oh well. Or if I'm going to do it the way that he does it, because he uses... Ooh, I'm actually moving the burr. There's just the smallest of burrs right up here, and I can barely feel it. Yep, I wouldn't want to get cut with that. I don't think that I'm going to get this thing to hair whittling sharp anytime soon. I'm just not as good as he is at it. And that's fine. I haven't been doing it for anywhere near as long as he has. Anyway, I think that's going to be it for now. I might stream later tonight. I don't know. I've got the house to myself for the rest of the week, which means I will be live streaming all week. So significantly more often than this week than the usual. Should be a good time. So that's going to be it for today. Appreciate you guys sticking around. Hopefully you have a great rest of your day. And we'll see you in the next one. Peace.